I invite you to first find a nice comfortable seat. Prepare yourself for your practice. Set aside the time, the space, the moment. Maybe you close the eyes, maybe not. And take a moment to arrive to your practice. Why you're here, your intention. Notice how your body feels. Maybe you have some little movements to make. Checking in with what's tight, what's a little more open, where you're at in this moment. No judgment, just observing. And I will slowly start to make little movements. So if your eyes are closed, gently open them. Start by bringing your right ear to your right shoulder. Maybe move the chin around to find the right stretch for the side of your neck. You might place your right hand on top. Not pushing down, but just allowing some gravity to heavy onto the head. Get a little more stretch. Release the hand, place your arm out to the side, and reach your opposite arm up and over. You can choose to make this really active by stretching really long over, opening up the side body, but you might want to just let the arm rest on your head. You might start to bend the bottom elbow and go a little bit further. Just make sure you're not crunching over. Find this length. Lateral side stretch. Come back through the center, take the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. Draw your right shoulder down to really increase this stretch along the side of your neck. Maybe you place left hand on top. Find the right place for your chin to go to feel the stretch. And then release your hand out. Back behind you. Right arm comes up and over. Again, you can choose to make this very active, or you might just rest your arm. You might start to bend your kickstand a little bit to find a little more room. Come back up to center. Bring your chin into your chest. And slowly start to move your head side to side. So right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest. We're warming up the neck and the shoulders, particularly today, because I imagine that you might be starting to feel the effects of sitting on a computer all day. Maybe you're not used to that. I know I'm not. When you're loosened up a bit more, you can start to bring your head back. Just be mindful that you're not dropping the head back. It's a really slow, controlled movement. Control the weight of your head as you move. Slow circles. Switch directions to even it out. Lingering wherever you feel you need a little bit more. And once you're even, pause back in the center. Here we're going to roll the shoulders up and back. Kind of scrunching them up towards the ears, opening up the chest as you roll them down. Switch directions, shoulders come forward and back. Adding any other little movements you need. Maybe you exaggerate the movement, opening up the elbows. And pause back in the center. Notice how this feels now in the whole upper body area. At least a little more woken up, a little warmer. And we'll add twist. Inhale the arms up. Nice. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale through center. Lengthening side body. Exhale, rotate. Find your twist. Inhale again. And exhale, twist. One last time, up. Exhale, twist. This time land here. Left hand lands to the right knee. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to twist a little bit more to the right. Feeling your twist a little bit deeper. You don't have to move deeper, just feel it a little bit deeper. Chin parallel to the floor. Now listen carefully, it's a little bit of a complicated move. Your left hand stays on your right knee. Bring your back hand over so you're crossing the elbows to the opposite hand, to the opposite knee. Then lift the arms up. So we're coming into eagle arms, which is a big compression of the front side body. You might just grab your shoulders. You might bring the backs of the hands together. You might be able to bring the palms together. Just know this is the beginning of your practice, so you might be a little bit tight in this area. You might not be able to get the full wrap. So just whatever the tightest you can get. Pull the elbows out a little bit away from your body. Really feel the stretch across the back of your shoulders, opening up the shoulder blades. Take a big inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, round in. Cat-cow movement for the spine. Big forward bend, backward bend. Inhale, lift your chest. Pull the elbows out a little bit so you're really activating the shoulders. Exhale, curl in. Inhale. And exhale, round. On your next inhale, release the arms from all the way up. And exhale, twist to the left. Right hand onto left knee. Inhale to lift. Exhale, broaden your chest towards the side, chin parallel to the floor. Maybe you look over the back shoulder. Now keep your right hand on your knee. Cross the arms. Then pick the arms up. Find whatever grip works on this side. Maybe it's the shoulders. Maybe it's the palms together. Maybe back of the hands, wherever your tightest grip is. 3 rounds, cat-cow, spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Keep the arms really active here, pulling away from the body slightly. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round in. Inhale, up. Maybe you have a little more room now. Exhale, round in. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Exhale to bring the palms through the center of the chest. Pause here. We're going to do a few more little slow movements. You might want to cross your legs the opposite way just for balance. If you were in that position for a long time, you might need to move around a bit. Hands to your knees. Just take some small circles with your hips. You might be moving right from the hips and the pelvis. You might be moving a little more from the rib cage. Either way is fine. It's really whatever you need in your practice. You can start to exaggerate the movement by holding onto the knees, really leaning back. More cat-cow movements for your spine. Forward bend, backward bend. Switch directions when you're ready to even yourself out. Taking even bigger movements if you like. Working into the shoulders. And when you're all evened out, pause back in the center and make your way into a tabletop pose. Take a moment to find your tabletop. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Push into the floor. Nice flat back, belly in. Now we're going to start to make small movements first before our first cat-cow. Just isolating in the shoulders. Start by pushing the hands into the floor, kind of doming up your back, rounding your spine. On an inhale, keep the arms straight and just dip the chest down, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Exhale, push into the floor, round your spine. Inhale, sink down. Notice if your belly starts to lower and you start to take cow. Try to keep your back nice and flat and just isolate this movement from the upper body. So really suck your belly in. It's a little bit of core work and your shoulders might start to feel just a little bit sore. Nice. When you're ready, pause back in the center, flat back, and now take full cat-cow. Inhale, lift your chest, tailbone high. Exhale, push into the floor, round your spine, even look down. Like an angry cat, rounding your spine as high as you can. Inhale, lift your chest, tailbone high. Exhale, push into the floor, keep your arms straight. Come back to neutral spine, nice flat back. A new movement, a little bit of core work. Do what you can. Tuck your toes, lift your belly in, and push up off the mat, just hovering your knees. The higher your knees are, the easier this will be. The closer they are to hover to the mat, the more work it is. Push into the floor, dome your back, stay strong. Release, let the knees come down, untuck the toes. Maybe you take a round of cat-cow in between. Back to neutral. Second time, tuck the toes. Lift your knees, belly in, nice and strong. Push into the floor. Feel the whole core of your body working, not just your abs, but the whole body. Push the floor away. Land down, untuck the toes. Take a round of cat-cow if you like. Come back to neutral. One more time. Tuck the toes, lift your knees to a hover, push into the floor, stay nice and strong. Breathe. Don't hold your breath here. You're just holding the posture. This time on your exhale, press all the way back to your first downward facing dog. You might need to pedal the feet a bit. Spread the hands. Make sure you're not dumping the weight into the wrists. Push the knuckles and the fingertips down to the floor. Turn your triceps towards one another. Slide your shoulders down the back body, belly in, hips high. Eventually start to find a little more stillness. And that doesn't mean holding your breath or holding perfectly still. It just means a relative stillness in your body. Where you can feel a little bit of ease, even though you're working a lot in this posture. It's okay if heels aren't touching the floor, especially at the start of your practice. You may be a little bit tighter. You can always bend the knees to find more length in your spine. Inhale, come up high in the toes. Exhale, take little tiny steps to the top of your mat, all the way to the top. If you didn't reach the top, you can always walk your hands back towards your feet. Inhale, flat back, chest forward, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Widen your feet and grab onto your elbows to hang in a ragdoll. Knees are really bent, belly is in, head is heavy. Sway side to side. You might want to just hold it nice and static. Checking in with the back side of your body, the back side of your hamstrings, and the back. We're going to add a low back twist and a stretch here. Release the arms. Place your right hand in front of your feet. Bend your right knee. And it's okay if both knees are bent, but you want to bend the right knee a little bit more and then twist towards the left. You can even look up towards the ceiling, or you can keep your head down. Inhale back through center. Exhale, bend your left knee. Left hand comes down and twist towards the right. Take a few more on your own. Inhale through center. Exhale to twist. Inhale to center. Exhale to twist. Make sure you landed on the twisting towards the right side, so even yourself out. Walk your feet closer together. Root down through your feet, bend the knees, and slowly roll up. Now you're standing, mountain pose. Shift the weight of your feet forward and back until you can ground down nice and strong, solid to the floor. Feet rooted down. Every posture starts with the feet. Ground down through the feet, then engage your legs. Belly in, travel up the body until you're nice and tall and strong. Shoulders back away from the ears, palms face open. Feel length through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms come all the way up overhead. Exhale, palms come through the center of the body, forward fold. Bend your knees, lead with your chest, and let the head go heavy at the very end. Inhale, long spine, flat back. You might bend the knees to keep your chest long and coming forward. Exhale, land your hands. Step back to a plank pose, one leg at a time. You might bring the knees down to the floor. Either way, strong plank. Belly in, nice flat back. So you're in a straight diagonal line, or the heels are high and you're one line from the heels all the way through the crown of your head. Push into the floor. Really push the mat away from you. Arms are strong, not bent. Wherever you are, drop down to the knees. If you're not there already, untuck the toes. Shift a little bit forward, hug the elbows in, and lower all the way down to the floor. Keep the hands right next to your chest. Inhale, lift, little baby cobra. Not very much weight in the hands. It's all in the back strength, lifting your body up. Exhale, land the forehead down. Inhale, use a little bit more strength, maybe a little bit more in the hands to come up a little bit higher. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale, lift up. Try not to crane the head back, finding more length rather than looking back. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. You're making your way back to a downward facing dog, so you might pause in a knee down plank. You might pause in a regular plank, and then exhale all the way back to down dog. Take your time to find it this time. Maybe you pedal at the feet a few times before you really settle. Inhale, come up high in the toes. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Some bigger steps this time. Inhale, flat back, chest forward. Exhale, lower. Fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, palms come through the center. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, the arms come up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Belly in, head heavy. Inhale, long spine, chest forward. Exhale, land the hands, step back to plank. Maybe this time the left foot first, then the right. You might come to the knees, totally fine. Try to find this engagement in the belly, long, flat back. Whether you're on your toes or your knees, you can take your lower down, chaturanga. Shift forward, elbows in and lower down with as much control as possible. Again, dropping to the knees whenever you need to. Untuck the toes, inhale, little baby cobra. Maybe you have a little more room to press up a little bit higher. Maybe all the way up, chest forward. Go where you can go today. Flip the toes, press back, downward facing dog. Pausing through whatever posture you need to get there. Inhale, come up high in the toes. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll all the way up. This time, taking a little back bend, lengthen tailbone down, lift your chest high. Focus more on extension rather than going back. You might open the arms for a little more room. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. You don't have to force them down, but just make sure they're not hunching up. Exhale, bring the palms through center of the chest. Take a moment to pause. Use this moment to check in with your body. Notice your breath, your heart rate, the heat in your body. Maybe you feel a little bit warmer. Great time to come back to your intention, your focus, how you continue to carry it out throughout your practice. Starting to move a little bit more into strengthening poses, standing strengthening poses. Bring your arms by your side. We'll start with warrior one on the right. Right foot forward, left foot back. Slight angle with my back foot. So it's not all the way parallel to the back of the mat. It's tucked in a little bit more towards the top corner of my mat, the top left corner of my mat. Both hips are square to the front. Bend your right knee. You might need to adjust your stance a little bit like I just had to find the right stability, and you can engage both legs. Back leg is absolutely straight. Engage this side, and then don't forget about your right leg. Inhale, the arms up. Sit down nice and low, root down to the floor. Inhale, lift up out of the waist, out of the rib cage, up. Exhale, draw the elbows down, finding goalpost arms, sliding shoulder blades down the back body. Lift your chest a little bit more. So now you're really lifting the rib cage, finding a slight backward bend as you lift your sternum towards the ceiling. Inhale, bring the arms back overhead. Exhale, open out to warrior two. You'll have to widen your stance a bit. Keep your right heel in line with the left arch. Open up your hips towards the front. Square your hips towards the front. Open hip posture. Right knee over the right ankle. Arms nice and strong. Lift your chest. Gaze over the right fingertips. Inhale, flip your palm and reach back. Peaceful warrior. Keeping your right knee bent. Lifting up out of the waist. Push down to the floor. On your next inhale, new posture, you're going to straighten the right leg and lift up a little bit higher, sky archer. You feel a nice release in the right hip crease, the right hip joint. On your exhale, bring your arms back to warrior two, arms parallel to the floor. Shift your hips to the left and reach as much as you can to the right, as much as possible. Then vertical the arms. Top shoulder comes back, look up towards the ceiling, root down to the floor. Engage both legs, belly in, long spine. You can always have a block here instead of dumping your weight onto your leg. Always an option, or a textbook, or whatever it is that you have as a block. Use the reach of your right fingertips, or the left fingertips, to bring you all the way back up towards the center. Bend your knee. Straighten your leg again. Turn the toes to face the front. Hands to your hips and hinge all the way down. Standing separate leg forward fold. Let the head go heavy. You might want to make some movement, shimmying the knees side to side. You might want to grab onto opposite elbows and just hang, more like a rag doll. And I'll give you another option. You can take a twist here, more active movement. Right hand comes to the center. Twist the arm open, the opposite arm open. You might bring your hand to your low back, or you might reach it up towards the ceiling. Inhale to come back through center. Exhale, twist the other way. Maybe a hand comes to your back, maybe up towards the ceiling. Roll your weight forward to your toes, wherever you're going. You might take a twist, again, on each side. Or you might want to stay still, your choice. Always your practice. Come back to center. Now walk your hands all the way towards the front of the mat. Turn your toes to face the front and step your back foot in. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, palms to center of the chest. Again, check in. Maybe you're a little out of breath. Maybe the heart rate is a little bit faster. Whatever it is, come back to your focus. Your intention. Other side, left foot forward, right foot back. Warrior one. Set up nice and strong. Widen your feet, hip width or even a little bit wider. Left knee over left ankle. Push down to the floor. Both legs are active. Square your hips. Belly in, tall spine. Arms up overhead. Lift up from the waist rather than the shoulders. Draw the elbows down and back. Lift your chest, little back bend. Sternum and rib cage lift up towards the ceiling. Inhale the arms back up. Exhale, open out warrior two. Wiggle out your stance. Heel in line with the arch. Left knee bent, left thigh close to parallel to the floor. Lift up tall, arms strong, active. Gaze over the left fingertips. Hold. Keep pushing down to the floor. Peaceful warrior. Flip the palms, reach back. You might also hear it called reverse warrior. Same posture. Now on your next inhale, straighten your legs, sky archer. Different posture. Lengthen up tall, out of the waist. Feel a bit of relief in this right hip. Exhale, come back through the center, bend your knee, warrior two. Hold. Again, straighten your leg, turn the toes, and now hinge forward. Your second set of standing separate leg. You might stay static here. You might grab onto opposite elbows. You might do the same twist again. You can also just walk your hands side to side. Wherever you're going, roll your weight forward to your toes and engage your thighs to help open up the hamstrings a little bit more. So it's okay if yours doesn't look like mine and maybe your knees are way bent. You might even need to rest your arms on your thighs. Either way. Even yourself out. Come back to center. Walk your hands all the way towards the left. Turn the toes. Step your back foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, palms come through the center. Again, another check-in. How do you feel? How's the breath, the mind, the body, the focus? No judgment, just observe. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lead with the chest, head heavy. Inhale, flat back, weight forward to the toes. Exhale, land your hands. This time, just step back to a tabletop. And now press the hips all the way back, child's pose. Your knees might be together, they might be wide, whichever one feels best for you. If your knees are together, you might bring the hands back behind you and allow the shoulders to heavy. Really rest your head heavy into the floor. Slowly walk yourself up. Take your time. Head up last. And sweep your legs out in front of you. We're going to take a forward fold, but add on a little bit. First, walk out your hips. So you're really nice and solid. Land on the hips and your pelvis can tilt more forward. It's okay if your knees are way bent here in order to keep your back flat. So I don't want to have any rounding in my spine. Nice and tall spine. Eagle arms. Bring your arms back to goalpost. From the goalpost arms, bring your right arm underneath your left. Again, find whatever grip is accessible for you. It might be the shoulders. Maybe you have a little more room now and you can bring the backs of the hands together. Maybe the palms together. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, hinge forward and then round in. So that the rounding is just from your upper body. Just from the upper back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge as you round. Nice. And your inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Exhale, back to goalpost arms. Left arm under right. Again, palms together, maybe backs of the hands, maybe shoulders might be different one side from the other, that's fine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hinge, and then round. So the rounding is coming from the upper back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round in. Inhale, one more. Exhale. On this inhale, release the arms all the way up. And exhale, bring hands through the center of your chest. Pause. We're going to do a little side stretch. Keep your right leg out, bend your left foot in. So you're at an angle now. Legs are in a 90-degree angle. Hips are rooted down to the floor. Slide your right hand down the side of your leg and open to the side. Try not to crunch over anywhere. Find length and lift. You can keep this very active, or you can take this similarly to that first side body stretch we did, where you just rest your hand, an arm on your head. Or you might start to really reach. You should start to feel a big stretch in the low left back, all the way through the side body, all the way through maybe even the pinky finger. If you're someone who's a little more flexible, your top hand might be a little bit closer towards your toes. This is about as far as I go. Slowly come back up and switch the legs. So now your left leg out, your right foot in. Again, you're at a slight angle, legs are in a 90-degree angle, hips are grounded. Slide your left hand down and open the right. Rest your head. Maybe you really stretch actively or you just rest your arm on your head. Either way, keep the chest open more towards the ceiling. Again, your posture might look very different from mine depending on flexibility, depending on where you're feeling this, what you need. But always try to stay engaged through the core of the body. Come back through center. Bring both soles of the feet together for a butterfly stretch. Heels can be either close to you or a little bit further away. Maybe you make it really active and kind of wiggle around a lot. You might just fold. Bring your chest more forward so you're not rounding in your low back. Slowly walk back up. Carefully guide your knees close together as you slide them out long in front of you. Make sure you have enough room to lie back. Keep your arms out in front of you, belly in, and see if you can really slowly roll down to the mat. A little bit of core work all the way down. Maybe the arms come overhead at the end and you reach one full body stretch. And then exhale, release the arms down. Bend your knees, soles of the feet to the floor. Make sure that you can graze your heels with your fingertips. That's how close to the body they should be. Just to the tips of the fingers. Bridge pose. Push your feet into the floor, lengthen tailbone down, lift the hips up as high as you can. Try not to just squeeze the glutes, but you're also engaging all of your leg, your thighs, your hamstrings, your feet. Push into the floor and then see, look how much higher I can lift up once I start to engage everything. On your next inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, slowly roll down. You can use your arms to brace if you need it. We're going to do it one more time and hold a little bit longer. Push into the floor, tuck your tailbone, lift your hips up high. You might walk your shoulders together underneath you and clasp your hands for a little bit more chest opening. It's okay if that's not available to you. Either way, push into the floor. Lift your hips up high. Engage your legs. Feel this whole opening of the front side of the body. You're also getting a nice backward bend, extension of your spine, opening up front side of the body. Release the hands on your inhale. Lift your heels. This just helps you find a little more room as you exhale to roll all the way down, vertebra by vertebra to the floor. Hug your knees in, nice and tight. Maybe you rock side to side. You might take some circles or open the knees up and circle. Here's your chance to take any last little movements that make sense to you. You might want to get another twist by bringing knees to the side, shoulders down, coming back through center and taking another twist. You might want to make this faster. You might want to linger and hold. Just make sure you even yourself out. So if you went one way, go the other. Bring the legs up when you're finished. Bring the legs up, nice and high. Maybe the arms also. Slight little inversion just to bring everything back, all this energy flow back to the center of your body, rooting down to the mat. You might rotate your wrists and your ankles, wiggle your fingers and your toes. And now when you're ready, make your way to a final resting position, your Savasana. That might be feet grounded to the floor with the knees falling in to keep the low back connected to the mat. You might want to lay the legs all the way out long. Heels together, toes fall open. Your hands can rest on your belly. They might come to your sides. You might want to open out a little wider, take up some more room on your mat. Whatever it is, find a place where you can rest comfortably for a few more moments. Recheck in with your body, your breath, your mind. Heavy the back side of your body to the mat and allow the whole front side of the body to be open. As your mind starts to wander, just gently bring it back to your focus, to this present moment. movements in the fingers and the toes. Move your head side to side. And then you might start to rotate the wrists and the ankles. You might like a full body stretch, fingers to toes. You might want to hug the knees in. Maybe you want both. You might want to roll over onto one side. Eventually, bring yourself back up to a seat. You can keep your eyes open or closed, whatever feels right to you. Eventually meeting back with a nice tall spine. Settle your hips down, relax your shoulders down. Give yourself a final moment to soak in the benefits of your practice, your asana, your movement, your pranayama, your breath, your meditation in the postures, in your savasana, in this moment. Bring it all together here. If your eyes are closed, you can slowly open them. Slowly come back to the room. Thank yourself for this practice, for sharing your practice, however it is you did so. I thank you for sharing your practice with me. From my heart to yours. Namaste.